My name is Ethan Johnson, and right now I'm completely panicking. Four gorgeous women suddenly appeared around me claiming to be my future wives, and I don't know what to do. I originally just wanted a quiet college life. I only wanted to be an ordinary person. Ethan Johnson, do you have any questions about the solution to this problem? On the podium, Professor Olivia Miller pushed up the gold-rimmed glasses on her nose and fixed her gaze on me. She wore a simple white dress, radiating a gentle, intellectual charm. Sunlight streamed through the window and fell on her, as if she came with a soft light filter. My classmates' gazes snapped over all at once, some envious, some jealous, but mostly just there to watch the spectacle. I shrank my neck and forced myself to stand up. "And nothing else, Professor Miller. Your lecture was very clear." Olivia nodded lightly, a faint, almost imperceptible smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. "All right, come to my office after class. I have some thoughts I'd like to discuss with you about the paper you submitted last time." Okay. By the time I sat down, a layer of cold sweat had already broken out on my back. Can someone tell me why my UCLA physics professor, with her face flushed, told me last night, "Ethan, I'm back. This life, I won't miss you again." Such a baffling thing. And she also said she was reborn, that in her last life, she was my wife. I was so scared I almost died on the spot. Olivia Miller, UCLA's youngest physics professor, beautiful and brilliant, the dream girl of so many guys. Her saying she was my wife? That's more ridiculous than saying I'll rule the world tomorrow. My name is Ethan Johnson, an unremarkable sophomore, average-looking, from an ordinary family, the kind who would disappear in a crowd within 3 seconds. My biggest wish is to finish college steady and safe, get a regular job, marry a regular wife, and live a regular person's life. But ever since 3 days ago, it feels like my life's trajectory has been forcibly bent by something. It started on Monday morning when I went to the library to save a seat. A junior with twin ponytails who looked soft and cute tripped over in front of me, clutching a stack of books, and fell squarely into my arms. Warm and fragrant in my arms, I hadn't even had time to blush when I heard her sobbing voice say, "Ethan, I finally found you. Wow, I missed you so much." I was completely stunned. This junior is called Emma Davis, a freshman in the computer science department. I hadn't even exchanged more than a few words with her before. Then she, sniffling and in tears, told me that she had been reincarnated, that in her last life we were married, and that because of certain reasons we had separated. So in this life, she was determined to stay by my side. Me? I thought it was a new way of hitting on someone, so I awkwardly comforted her a few words and slipped away. As it turned out, on Tuesday afternoon by the school's man-made lake, I was stopped again. The one who stopped me was campus beauty Ava Wilson. She wore a light blue long dress, standing under a willow, the wind lifting her long hair. So beautiful, she looked like a painting. As UCLA's acknowledged goddess, Ava Wilson is usually kind but distant with everyone. My only interaction with her was at the last club event, when I accidentally spilled bubble tea on her. I was about to go around her when she came over on her own, her voice so gentle it could squeeze out water. "Ethan Johnson, long time no see." "Me? Didn't we just meet in the academic building yesterday?" Ava smiled, an expression in her eyes full of a deep affection and world weariness I couldn't read. "For me, it has been a long time. Ethan, in this life, let me be the one to protect you." Then she said she had been reborn too, and that she was my wife. I felt as if I had been struck by lightning. I hadn't even managed the cute junior, and now a gentle campus beauty shows up? I thought that was the limit, but last night Professor Olivia Miller asked to speak with me, and said the same thing. An intellectual professor is also my wife. What on earth is going on? Am I some secret big shot, and I don't even know it? Or have I been under so much stress lately that I'm hallucinating? Did I get food poisoning from a communal meal? Ding-ling-ling. The class bell rang, interrupting my thoughts. The classmates left the classroom one after another. Olivia packed her things and looked at me. "Student Ethan Johnson, come with me." I forced myself to follow her, my heart all over the place. In the office, Olivia poured me a glass of water, sat opposite me, and looked at me seriously. "Ethan, are you still mad at me?" "Huh?" I looked blank. "No, Professor Miller. Why would I be mad?" Because of what I said that day." A flush rose on Olivia's cheek. "I know it's sudden. You may not believe me, but everything I said is true. In my last life, we really were husband and wife. We lived together for 30 years, until you." Her voice trailed off, and her eyes were full of sorrow. Seeing the genuine look on her face only made my thoughts more chaotic. 3 women, each with different identities, all claiming to be my future wife, and all of them reborn. Isn't this script a little too absurd? Professor Miller, I took a deep breath, trying to calm myself. I think you might be, mistaking me for someone else? Or there's some misunderstanding. I'm really just an ordinary student, and I have no recollection of any of what you're talking about. Olivia shook her head, her gaze steady. I'm not mistaken. You are Ethan Johnson. Maybe you don't remember now, but it's fine. I can wait for you to gradually recall our past. Just then my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I hesitated for a moment, then answered, hello. A cool female voice with a hint of command came from the other end of the line. Ethan Johnson, come downstairs. I'm waiting for you at the entrance of your academic building. May I ask who this is? Chloe Brown. Chloe Brown? This name sounds familiar. Oh, I remember now. She's the president of the up-and-coming tech company Sunny Group, Qingtianjin. Young and accomplished, ruthless in her methods, a famous icy queen in the business world. I have nothing whatsoever to do with her. What does she want from me? Ms. Brown, may I ask what you wanted to see me about? I asked cautiously. Talk when we meet. Chloe's voice was without a hint of warmth. I'll give you 5 minutes. After saying that, she hung up. I stood there holding the phone, completely stunned. What is this now? Olivia looked at me, a trace of concern in her eyes. What's wrong, Ethan? And nothing. I stood up. Professor Miller, something urgent has come up. Can we discuss the paper another day? Before Olivia could answer, I hurried out of the office. When I went downstairs, a vague sense of foreboding stirred in my chest. Could it be? No, it can't. I comforted myself as I ran to the entrance of the academic building. A black Maybach was parked by the roadside, particularly eye-catching. The car window rolled down, revealing an exquisitely beautiful yet cold face. Chloe wore a well-tailored black suit, her long hair pinned up to reveal a graceful swan-like neck, her gaze sharp as a knife, looking straight at me. Get in. She was concise. I stood still and didn't move. Ms. Brown, what exactly do you want from me? I still have class. Chloe raised an eyebrow, a barely perceptible complex emotion in her eyes. Ethan Johnson, don't make me say it twice. Her presence was so strong that I couldn't help but open the car door and sit inside. A faint cold fragrance filled the car, just like her, keeping people at arm's length. Ms. Brown, I know you've run into some trouble recently. Chloe cut me off, looking straight into my eyes. Emma Davis, Ava Wilson, Olivia Miller, they've all come to see you, haven't they? I was startled inwardly. How did you know? A mocking curve appeared at the corner of Chloe's mouth, though the mockery didn't seem aimed at me. Because I am one of them. Me? I was reborn too. She looked at me, her gaze carrying a deep, as if spanning countless years, emotion. Ethan Johnson, in my last life, I was your wife. Boom. I felt my worldview completely collapse. Cute junior, gentle campus belle, intellectual professor, aloof CO. 4. For gorgeous women. They're all said to be my future wives? What on earth is going on? I just wanted to be an ordinary person. So you 4 were all my wives in my past life. In the cafe, I looked at the 4 women sitting in a row opposite me, feeling my scalp tingling. The first on the left is Emma Davis. She's holding my arm, her head resting on my shoulder, looking aggrieved. Yeah, Ethan, in your last life we were together the longest, and you loved pinching my cheeks the most. Next to her is Ava Wilson. She looks at me gently, offering a slice of freshly cut cake in her hand. Ethan, eat something first. You don't look well. In your last life, you were always busy with work and didn't eat on time. Beside her is Olivia Miller. She pushes up her glasses, her tone calm, but with an unquestionable certainty. Chronologically, I should have been the last one to be with you. We researched projects together and spent many peaceful, happy times. On the far right is Chloe Brown. She crosses her arms, her gaze cold as she glances at the other 3 before resting on me. No matter what you all say, in this life, Ethan Johnson can only be mine. On what grounds? Emma shot back immediately. Chloe, in your last life, you always monopolized Ethan. You're not allowed to do that this life. Exactly. Ava also put away her gentleness. Ms. Brown, matters of the heart can't be forced. Olivia didn't speak, but there was a trace of determination in her eyes. Seeing conflict about to erupt, I quickly tried to smooth things over. Everyone, let's talk this out calmly. Don't get excited. Don't get excited. This is literally a massive battleground. I just want to find a crack in the ground and crawl into it. Ethan Johnson. Chloe looked at me, her gaze sharp. Tell me, who will you choose? I swallowed, feeling like I was being roasted on a spit. I won't choose anyone. No, what I mean is, I can't be sure whether what you're saying is true yet. I need time to think. Considering what? Emma looked up at me, her face tilted, eyes red. Ethan, have you forgotten the days in our past life when we studied together in the library, ran on the playground together, and ate spicy hot pot on Snack Street? Ava also said softly, Ethan, have you forgotten the promise we made by the lake? You said you would protect me forever. Do you remember that paper we published together? Olivia looked at me, her eyes full of expectation. You said it was the fruit of our love. Chloe snorted coldly. All that stuff you two are saying is so childish. Ethan Johnson, have you forgotten who invested in you and stood by you through the hardest times of your startup? They spoke over each other, making it all sound as if it were true, rich in detail and sincere in emotion. But I really don't remember any of it at all. Stop. I felt like my head was going to explode. I really don't know anything. Can you please leave me alone for a while? The four women exchanged glances, and in the end, Emma softened first. All right, Ethan, we'll give you time, but you can't ignore us. Ava nodded. We can wait for you to remember at your own pace. Olivia, if there's anything you need help with, feel free to ask me anytime. Chloe didn't say anything, but that was also a kind of tacit agreement. I breathed a sigh of relief and was about to say something else when my phone rang again. It was Mr. Carter calling, saying there was an important meeting he wanted me to attend. I've got an urgent matter. I have to go. I stood up. Can we talk another day? Before they could answer, I practically bolted out of the cafe. Back at school, I sat in the meeting room, but couldn't focus on a single word. My mind was full of the faces of those four women and the things they had said. Rebirth? Wives from a past life. This is too supernatural. But their expressions, their tones, didn't seem like lies. Could it be I actually had a past life? And it was a past life overflowing with romantic luck? I shook my head hard, trying to toss all those messy thoughts away. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Something must have gone wrong. After the meeting, just as I stepped out of the conference room, someone stopped me. It was Ava Wilson. She was holding a thermos cup, smiling warmly at me. Ethan, the meeting's over. I made some soup for you. Have a taste. I looked at the exquisite thermos bottle, feeling helpless. Wilson, thank you, but I'm not thirsty. Have a little. Ava insisted as she pressed the thermos into my hand. I specially made this stew for you to strengthen your body. In your last life, you always stayed up late and your health wasn't good. Last life again. I was about to say something more when a clear voice came from behind. Ethan. Emma Davis bounced over, holding an ice cream. Ethan, I bought your favorite chocolate ice cream. She saw the thermos in my hand and then looked at Ava, her little face immediately falling. Senior Wilson, why are you here? To see Ethan again. I'm here to see Ethan. What's it to you? Ava said coldly. Of course it's my business. Ethan is mine. Emma shoved the ice cream into my hand, then spread her arms and stood in front of me like a little kitten guarding its food. Seeing the two of them about to start arguing again, I hurriedly said, I still have class, so I have to go. I turned to run, but ran straight into someone. Be careful, Ethan. The familiar voice was Olivia Miller. She was holding several books, looking at me with a concerned expression. These are the books you said you wanted to read last time. I brought them for you. Thank you, Professor Miller. I took the books, feeling even more stunned. Ethan, Professor Miller is here too. Emma called. Ava also looked toward Olivia, her expression complicated. Just then, a car slowly pulled up not far away. The car door opened, and Chloe Brown stepped out. She walked straight toward us, her gaze lingering on me for a second, then sweeping over Emma Davis, Ava Wilson, and Olivia Miller, her expression icy. Ethan Johnson, come with me, she said tersely. Why should I? Emma was the first to object. Ms. Brown, Ethan still has other matters. Ava said as well. Olivia looked at Chloe and said nothing, but her attitude was unmistakable. The four stunningly beautiful women, each with a different style, stood around me in a circle. A crowd of classmates had already gathered, pointing and whispering, full of gossip. My God, isn't that Ethan Johnson? How is he so impressive? He got Emma Davis, Ava Wilson, Professor Miller, and Ms. Brown all to show up. What kind of divine scene is this? It's a battleground of lovers. I'm so jealous. I want to be surrounded by so many beautiful women too. Listening to the chatter around me, I felt my cheeks burning. Is this the ordinary life I wanted? This is practically a social death scene. Everyone, can we talk somewhere else? I said with a pained face. There are too many people here. Chloe snorted coldly. Come with me, we'll talk in my company. No. If we're going somewhere, it's to the cafe downstairs from our dorm. Emma said, let's go to the lakeside. It's quiet there. Ava suggested, come to my office, we can talk slowly. Olivia said. They began arguing again. I stood in the middle, wanting to cry, but with no tears. Someone please save me. In the end, this farce ended with Mr. Carter's appearance. Mr. Carter was startled by the scene, quickly pulled me to one side, and asked if I had gotten into some kind of trouble. What could I say? I couldn't very well tell them that all four of these great beauties claimed to be my wife from a past life. Could I? I could only reply vaguely that there had been some misunderstanding and it would be resolved as soon as possible. After finally shaking off the four of them, I returned to the dormitory and collapsed on a bed, feeling utterly exhausted in body and mind. Ethan, not bad. Jake Thompson in the dorm patted my shoulder, a lewd smile on his face. Emma Davis, Ava Wilson, Professor Miller, and Ms. Brown. That lineup is something else. Come on, tell me, how did you manage to win them all over? Don't talk nonsense, I said weakly. It was just a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Jake clearly didn't believe it. A misunderstanding got all four of them orbiting you? Ethan, don't hold back. Spill some of your tricks. I couldn't be bothered to explain to him, pulled the covers over my head, and pretended to sleep. But my mind was in complete chaos. I couldn't sleep at all. What on earth is going on with these four women? If what they said is true, what kind of person was I in my past life? Why did I have four wives? And they're all such outstanding women? The more he thought, the more confused he became. Just then his phone vibrated. It was a message from Emma Davis. Ethan, are you free tomorrow morning? I want to invite you to the amusement park. Next, a message from Ava Wilson arrived. Ethan, want to have lunch together tomorrow? I know a restaurant that tastes really good. Then Olivia Miller. Ethan Johnson, are you free tomorrow afternoon? I'd like to invite you to attend an academic lecture. Finally, a message from Chloe Brown came, brief and to the point. Tomorrow evening, accompany me to a dinner. I stared at the phone screen, feeling like my eyes were about to blur. This is asking me to go on dates with four women in one day, and each one in the morning, at noon, in the afternoon, and at night? Is this something a person would do? I replied to Emma Davis. I have class tomorrow morning. I might not be free. Reply to Ava Wilson. Having lunch with my roommate at noon, sorry. Reply to Olivia Miller. Going to the library to study this afternoon. Maybe next time. Reply to Chloe Brown. I have a club activity tonight. Can't make it. After sending the messages, I let out a long sigh. Finally some peace and quiet for a day, right? However, I was still too naive. Emma replied almost instantly. It's fine, Ethan. I can wait for you to finish class. After class, we can go to the amusement park. We can play there until night. Ava, you can reschedule the dinner with your roommate for another day. That restaurant is hard to get a reservation at. I barely managed to book it. Olivia, the academic lecture will be very helpful for your paper. The library is available anytime. Chloe, skip the club activities. Me, they're determined to go on a date with me. I looked at their messages, feeling completely overwhelmed. Refuse, and they'll be unhappy and make a scene. Agree, and it's four in one day, all different. How would I schedule that? Besides, what if they discover each other's existence? I can't even begin to imagine that scene. Just as I was torn, Emma sent another message. Ethan, don't you want to go with me? Whoa, is it because of Senior Wilson and the others? Immediately after, Ava also sent a message. Ethan, are you worrying about something? You can tell me if there's anything. Olivia, if you're really busy, it's okay. Don't force yourself. Chloe, I'll give you 10 minutes to decide. I looked at these messages, my mind growing even more confused. Forget it. I'll take it one step at a time. I'll agree for now and figure out how to get out of it later. I steeled myself and replied okay to all of them. After replying, I felt as if I had signed a contract selling myself. Tomorrow was destined to be a restless day. The next morning, I got up with dark circles under my eyes. Jake, seeing me, was startled. Ethan, you didn't sleep well last night? Why do you look so out of it? Get lost. I snapped. I just have a bit of insomnia. I was half listening to the morning class, my mind entirely occupied with how to arrange today's schedule. After the morning class, Emma Davis was indeed waiting for me at the entrance of the academic building. She was wearing pink overalls, her hair tied in twin ponytails, looking youthful and energetic, and she was holding 2 cotton candies. Ethan, seeing me, she immediately ran over and shoved a marshmallow into my hand. Let's hurry to the amusement park. I've already bought the tickets. Emma, I hesitated. Actually, I'm suddenly feeling a bit unwell. Could we go to the amusement park another day? Emma immediately grew anxious. Huh? Ethan, where do you feel unwell? Did you overexert yourself yesterday? Do you want to go to the hospital? Watching her worried expression, I felt a little guilty and swallowed the words I was about to say. And not a big deal. Maybe it's just low blood sugar. Eating something will fix it. Then let's go grab something to eat first. Emma pulled my hand and headed toward the school gate. There's a dessert shop near the amusement park. It's super tasty. She dragged me along, and I went forward involuntarily. Oh well, I'll accompany her to eat first, then figure out a way to sneak away later. In the dessert shop, Emma ordered a whole bunch of things and pushed them all toward me. Ethan, you eat more. She looked at me, her eyes bright and sparkling, full of affection. To be honest, being liked by such an adorable junior made me a little secretly pleased. But whenever I thought about the other 3 waiting for me, I couldn't feel happy. Emma, I just said casually while eating cake, I have something to take care of this afternoon, so I might not be able to spend much time with you. Emma's little face immediately fell. Is it because of Senior Wilson and the others again? No, it's something else. I hastily explained. Just then, my phone rang. It was Ava Wilson calling. My heart dropped. I glanced at Emma, who was staring at me with wide eyes. I need to take a call. I stood up and went outside. Ethan, where are you now? I'm already at the restaurant. Ava's gentle voice came through the phone. I'm still at school. Something came up. I might be a little late. Elite, it's okay. I'll wait for you. Ava was very understanding. Take your time. Don't rush. After hanging up, my scalp felt even more numb. It was still morning, and it was already this troublesome. What about the afternoon and evening? Back at the dessert shop, Emma looked at me with longing eyes. Ethan, who is it? And nothing, just a classmate. I mumbled. Oh, Emma lowered her head, looking a bit disappointed. Seeing her like that, I felt a little guilty. Never mind. I'll spend some quality time with her for a while. Let's go to the amusement park, I said with a smile. Emma immediately looked up, her eyes lighting up. Really, seeing her happy like that made me feel a little better. At the amusement park, Emma acted like a child, dragging me to try every ride. Roller coasters, carousels, Ferris wheels. She smiled so happily, so brightly. Looking at her smile, I suddenly felt that maybe this was all right too. If what they said is all true, wasn't I also very happy in my previous life? We played until noon. Then Emma dragged me to get some snacks in the amusement park. Ethan, try this, it's super tasty. She held a takoyaki ball up to my mouth. I opened my mouth and took a bite. It was indeed quite delicious. Just then, my phone rang again. This time it was Olivia Miller calling. My heart tightened. I hurried to pick up. Ethan Johnson, are you free this afternoon? The lecture starts at 2. I'll wait for you at the school gate. Olivia's voice came through the phone. I might be a little late getting back. I lied again. What's wrong? Is something the matter? Olivia asked with concern. And nothing serious, it's just, I have something to take care of outside. All right then, I'll wait for you. Olivia didn't ask anymore. After hanging up, I felt like I was about to crumble. This is like walking a tightrope. Ethan, are you leaving again? Emma looked at me, her eyes full of reluctance. I opened my mouth, not knowing what to say. Ethan, you don't like me, do you? Emma's eyes reddened. If it's because of Senior Wilson and the others, I can accommodate them. I just want to be able to stay by your side. Seeing her on the verge of tears, a sharp pang hit my heart. No, Emma. I hurried to comfort her. I don't dislike you. It's just that I really had something urgent this afternoon and had to go back. All right then. Emma lowered her head, her voice choked with sobs. Then Ethan, you should go back first. Don't let the important things be delayed. Watching her fight back her tears made me feel even worse. Wait until I'm done, then I'll come find you, okay? I patted her head. Emma nodded, saying nothing. I sighed and turned to leave the amusement park. Walking, I messaged Ava Wilson. Sorry, something came up on my end. I probably can't make it at noon. Let's reschedule for another day. After sending the message, I breathed a sigh of relief. At least one thing could be taken care of first. However, Ava's reply came quickly. It's okay, Ethan. I can wait for you. You handle your stuff first. Just let me know when you're done. Me? Is this trying to kill me? I checked the time. It was already past 1, and the start time of Olivia's lecture was drawing nearer. I hurriedly took a taxi back to school. While I reached the school gate, I happened to see Olivia Miller standing there waiting for me. She was wearing professional attire and holding a folder, looking intellectual and capable. Ethan Johnson, you're here. Seeing me, she gave a faint smile. Professor Miller, I'm sorry, I'm late. I said out of breath. It's fine, let's go. Olivia said, walking into the school with me. On the way, she talked to me about the lecture's content, all about my thesis, very professional. I listened while mentally planning how to get out of tonight's dinner with Chloe Brown. The lecture was excellent, but I was distracted the whole time. I finally made it to the end of the lecture. It was already past 4 in the afternoon. Ethan Johnson, how did you find the lecture? Was it helpful to you? Olivia asked me. Why, yes, very helpful. Thank you, Professor Miller. I replied perfunctorily. That's good. Olivia nodded. Then you go back and rest first. If you have any questions, you can come to me anytime. Okay. Thank you, Professor Miller. I was just about to turn and leave when my phone rang again. It was Chloe Brown calling. My heart dropped. I picked up. Ethan Johnson, are you ready? I'm already downstairs at your dorm. Chloe's voice came through the phone, still as cold as ever. I am coming down right away, I said through gritted teeth. After hanging up, I told Olivia, Professor Miller, I have something to attend to. I have to go. Go. I jogged back to the dorm, changed clothes, and hurried downstairs. Sure enough, Chloe's car was parked under the dormitory. I opened the car door and got in. Buckle up, Chloe said calmly. Oh, the car drove smoothly away from the school. The banquet starts at 7. We still have time. Let's grab something to eat first, Chloe said. No, I'm not hungry, I hurriedly said. I'm kidding. I don't have the mood to eat right now. You must eat, Chloe said without leaving room for argument. The car stopped in front of an upscale restaurant. Chloe led me inside and went straight up to a private room on the 2nd floor. The waiter quickly brought the dishes, all of them delicate preparations. Eat, Chloe said. I picked up my chopsticks and ate as if chewing wax. Ethan Johnson, Chloe looked at me. You seem to have something on your mind today? No. I hurriedly denied it. Is it because of Emma Davis and the others? Chloe got straight to the point. I was startled, looking up at her. A mocking smirk tugged at the corner of Chloe's mouth. They asked you out? I don't care how they set you up, Chloe interrupted me. In this lifetime, you can only be mine. Her tone was domineering, but there was a faint, barely noticeable nervousness in her eyes. Looking into her eyes, I suddenly found her a little hard to read. This aloof female, didn't seem as indifferent as she appeared on the surface. The banquet was boring, full of big shots from the business world, none of whom I knew, so I could only smile along from the side. Chloe, however, handled it with ease, moving through it effortlessly. Occasionally, she would pick food for me and whisper introductions to who those people were. Though her manner was still so cold, I could feel that she was taking care of me. By the time the banquet ended, it was almost 10 o'clock. Chloe drove me back to school. Ethan Johnson, she said, looking at me before getting out of the car, I'll pick you up tomorrow. Huh? You have plans tomorrow? I stared, completely confused. I'll take you somewhere, Chloe said, then drove off. I stood where I was, watching the car disappear into the night, feeling like I was about to collapse. This day was more exhausting than fighting a tough battle. Juggling between 4 women while constantly worrying about being discovered had kept my nerves on edge the whole time. Back in the dorm, I collapsed onto the bed, too lazy even to take a shower. Ethan, you're back? So, how was your date with Ms. Brown? Was it fun? Jake came over and asked. I weakly waved my hand. Don't ask, let me be. Jake, knowing when to keep quiet, didn't say anything more. I closed my eyes, my mind filled with everything that happened today. Emma's cuteness, Ava's gentleness, Olivia's intellect, Chloe's domineering nature. They're all so wonderful, so outstanding. But I'm just an ordinary person. Do I deserve them? Besides, they're all after me from a previous life. But I don't remember anything from that life. Is this fair to them? To me? I don't know. All I know is that I can hardly bear a life like this any longer. Maybe I should talk to them properly and make things clear. I can't go on like this anymore. After making up my mind, I felt a little relieved. Tomorrow, I'll confront them. Early the next morning, I messaged Emma Davis, Ava Wilson, Olivia Miller, and Chloe Brown separately, asking them to meet at a cafe near the school at noon, saying I had something important to tell them. They all replied, okay, quickly. It seems they also realized how serious the matter is. I paid close attention to the morning class, as if trying to make up for what I missed yesterday. When the bell rang, I headed straight for the cafe. By the time I arrived, the four of them were already there. They were sitting in a row, just like last time. The atmosphere was a bit heavy. Emma kept her head down, not knowing what she was thinking. Ava held her coffee, sipping it in small mouthfuls, her expression calm. Olivia pushed up her glasses and looked out the window. Chloe crossed her arms, closed her eyes to rest, looking like a don't approach sign. I took a deep breath and sat down opposite them. Thank you for coming. I rubbed my hands, a little nervous. No one spoke. They all stared at me. I called you here today because I want to make some things clear. I gather my words. First, I'm very grateful for your, affection, or rather, for your feelings toward who I was in a past life. But I have to be honest, I don't have any memories of that past life at all. I know you may find that hard to believe, but it's true. I'm just a regular college student, Ethan Johnson, not the Ethan Johnson you remember. So I hope you can understand that I can't reciprocate your feelings right now. I need time, and I need space to sort all of this out. I hadn't finished speaking when Emma looked up, her eyes red. Ethan, do you not believe what we're saying? We really have been reborn. We really are your wives. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I hurried to explain. I just can't accept it yet. It's too sudden, too unbelievable for me. Ava set down her coffee cup and said gently, Ethan, we understand how you feel. This is indeed hard to accept, but we can wait until you gradually accept us. Yeah, Olivia added. We won't force you. You can go at your own pace. Chloe opened her eyes and looked at me. Whether you accept it or not, facts are facts. You are Ethan Johnson, and we are your wives. That will never change. I looked at them, feeling helpless. This wasn't the showdown I had expected. I thought they would be angry, would leave, but I didn't expect them to be this insistent. But I wanted to say something more. Ethan, Emma suddenly stood up, walked over to me, and clung to my arm. We can get along like ordinary friends. You don't need to feel pressured. Just think of us as newly acquainted friends and get to know us slowly, okay? Ava nodded as well. Emma's right. We can start as friends. Olivia, I agree. Chloe didn't speak, but she didn't object either. Seeing their expectant faces, I really couldn't bring myself to refuse. All right then. I sighed. Let's start as friend for now. When they heard me agree, smiles appeared on their faces. Emma leaped up even more joyfully. That's great. Ethan. Seeing their smiles, I felt a bit more at ease. Perhaps this really is the best approach. Starting as friends, getting to know each other slowly. Maybe I can truly discover something. In the days that followed, we really got along like friends. Emma would often come find me, dragging me to study in the library, to run on the track, or to eat at the snack street. She was always so energetic, like a little sun, brightening my life. Ava would from time to time bring me some pastries she had made herself, invite me for walks by the lake, and chat with me about amusing things from school. Her gentleness always soothes the agitation in my heart. Olivia would discuss papers with me, recommend useful books, and occasionally invite me to attend academic lectures. Being with her, I always learn a lot. Although Chloe is very busy, she still makes time to see me, sometimes taking me out for a big meal, sometimes giving me things I can use. Her tone remains cold, but I can feel her care. The four of them, each in her own way, were slowly making their way into my life. I gradually got used to having them around. Although it still felt a bit confusing at times, more often it was an unprecedented warmth. I began to feel that perhaps being an extraordinary person wasn't so bad. That day, I was reading in the dorm when Emma suddenly ran in. Ethan, something's wrong. She looked anxious. What's the matter? I put down my book and looked at her. Ava, she's in trouble. Emma said, panting. What's the matter? My heart skipped a beat. She was on her way to a club activity when she was hit by a bicycle. She's in the infirmary now. When I heard that, I hurriedly stood up. Let's go, we need to see her. Emma and I rushed to the infirmary. Ava was sitting in a chair, her knee wrapped in gauze, her face a bit pale. Seeing us, she forced a smile. Ethan, Emma, you're here. Ava, how are you? Is it serious? Emma ran over and asked with concern. It's fine, just some scrapes, Ava said. I looked at her pale face, feeling a bit of pity. How could you be so careless? Sorry for worrying you. Ava lowered her head. Just then, Olivia and Chloe came in as well. Ava Wilson, are you all right? Olivia asked with concern. Chloe also looked at Ava, a hint of worry in her eyes. I'm fine, thank you. Ava said. Who hit you? Did you find them? Chloe asked, her tone tinged with anger. No, I didn't find them, he rode away. Ava said. This is too much. Emma said angrily. We have to find him and make him apologize. Never mind. Ava shook her head. He didn't do it on purpose. And I'm not seriously hurt. Seeing Ava being so kind made me feel even worse inside. All right, don't just sit here. I'll walk you back to the dorm to rest, I said. Ava nodded. I helped Ava to her feet, ready to walk her back to the dormitory. Emma, Olivia, and Chloe followed behind. All the way, Emma kept urging Ava to rest well. Olivia was giving some precautions on the side. Chloe, though silent, walked beside us the whole time, watching the surroundings. Watching the three of them gathered around Ava, caring for her, I suddenly felt that the scene was very heartwarming. Perhaps they didn't necessarily have to fight to the death. Perhaps we really could get along like a family. Back downstairs at the dormitory building, I handed Ava over to her roommates and told them to take good care of her. Thank you, Ethan. Ava looked at me, her eyes full of gratitude. Get some rest, I said. Watching Ava's figure disappear into the dormitory building, I turned and looked at Emma, Olivia, and Chloe. Let's head back too, I said. Walking back to the dormitory, no one spoke, but the atmosphere was very harmonious. I looked at the three women beside me and suddenly felt a strange sensation in my heart. Maybe in my last life, I was truly very happy. In this life, being able to meet them again might also be a kind of good fortune. Although my life is no longer ordinary, it is filled with warmth and love. Perhaps I no longer need to be entangled in matters of my past life. Cherishing the present, cherishing the people before me, is what matters most. I stopped in my tracks and looked at them. Are you free tonight? I'll treat you to dinner. Emma's eyes lit up. Really? Ethan? Ava smiled gently. Okay. Olivia nodded. Sure. Chloe looked at me, a faint, barely noticeable smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. All right. Seeing the smiles on their faces, I smiled too. Maybe this is the life I want. Not ordinary, but very happy. As for what the future will hold, who knows? Cherish the present.